Thanks for joining us again. It's BJ
And Patrick.
and we're here to talk about what's going on in the world of real estate, especially on Vancouver Island, and what what you can expect, what's happening, what we think is going to happen. We've seen a lot of changes in the market. We've seen a lot of I think doomsayers, the sky is falling, the world is ending, all of these things when it comes to real estate. And so we want to address that today and talk about it today because, Patrick and I were just talking before we started, and, you made a good point, Patrick, it's about having a proper frame of reference for what we're talking about, right?
Always. Absolutely.
So what a lot of people are thinking is, oh my goodness, the wheels have fallen off. It's not really that. It's maybe that we've been in such a stratospheric market up until now that we've forgotten what it is to be in a more normal market, would you say?
Exactly. Where, let me put some context to the headlines, which will make it sound like the wheels have come off the bus. But we're still at around about 20% absorption rate. So really that's a balanced market. If we compare it to another slow time, let's say it's like 2009, we had 5,000 listings and maybe making 450 to 500 sales a month. We're looking at a 10% absorption. So really, given some context around the amount of inventory, and then saying this is the slowest month, well, actually compared to our inventory, it's pretty normal at this point. So
sure,
yeah, I wish the headlines would give some kind of context instead of just being designed for clickbait.
Yeah, 100%. So what that means for you, the seller, the buyer, the person that's looking at what's going on in the real estate world. It's not a bad thing that we're in a balanced market. There's different trends affecting that, with the interest rates and things like that. But it does mean that clients are probably taking a little bit more time to look at properties now.
100%, and that's going to be reflected in more days on market for the homes that are on the market. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It's just that the not the lack of motivation, but the sense of urgency has dissipated from the market.
Right.
So everybody's pump the brakes. Let's have a second look at homes. Let's think about it a little longer before making a decision,
sure.
right? So this is absolutely normal. Something being on the market now, 2 months, 3 months, you know what? It's going to come 6 months. There might be nothing wrong with the house. It's just maybe the right buyer's not quite ready just yet to make that offer.
Yeah, and that's a great example because I showed a property to a client yesterday, and great property, but we just said, okay, let's see what else there is, and we'll make an informed decision about what's the best fit for the family, right? And so I think that's where everybody out there, you need to understand it. This is what was more of a traditional normal market before everything took off. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. Or, like you said, that's a good one, that there's something wrong with the property. Now, there's another part to that, which is the whole interest rate equation.
That's coming up again. We're all expecting. Yeah.
Right. And we have to understand that there is an effect that the interest rates are going to have, primarily in affecting buying power on, what you can afford on a mortgage, right?
Yeah, definitely something like interest rates being increased is always going to affect the starter market and the middle market from moving up the most. At least that's what I believe.
Right.
The more assets, more equity that you have built up, I think you'll be less affected as you move up from an above average home to another above average home.
Right.
Yeah.
So, these are things that are happening right now in our market. I think the thing to understand is don't panic. And on the other side of it, if you need to buy a home, if you need a place to live, some people say, well, I'm going to wait. We don't know what the market's going to look like in 6 months or a year. We all have an idea, but we can see it turn around. This whole thing in 1 month went from like this to flattened out, right?
Yeah.
Basically in, what was that, mid-May, basically?
Yep,
End of
exactly.
May. And it was
Exactly.
just like that. So, I think the other thing we have to keep in mind is our price is going to continue to drop, maybe somewhat, but you can't count on it, right?
I'll explain the prices this way. The houses that are of a high quality, great location, have hit all the right buttons for people, will maintain their price the best. The places that have something wrong with it, either the layout, the land is more difficult to work with, steep driveway, anything that would affect the majority of buyers, these prices or renovations, repairs, these homes will be affected by the price that they could get the most. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
That's what happened
Very
last
good.
time. Like when it's a hot market, even the busy house, even not the busy house, the house on the busy roads on a highway would still sell. They might take a little longer, but somebody's willing or desperate enough to buy those. So now those are going to be it's going to reflect on even longer time on the market for busy road houses, or anything that might be either stigmatized or too much repair.
Yeah, and so I think that was the thing we wanted to get to, is to talk really and address that. It's not this horrendous, everything's blowing up. This is what a more normal, balanced market looks like. However we got here, I've heard people say, "Yeah, well, it's artificial because of the interest rates," or whatever the case might be. However we got here, we are here now. And so it's just a matter of working with the market as it is, dealing with things as they are. So, I don't think it's the end of the world, right?
I'm getting that exact question. What's going to be happening in the market? Are the prices are going to be coming down? Well, I would venture to say that there will be a small adjustment temporarily as you see. Homes that need more repair, they're going to come down in price. Places like I just said, so I'm not going to repeat myself. I think that's what we'll be seeing, is that the muddy waters clearing, where the stuff that's not good will settle to the bottom of the price range.
Sure.
But it's not going to be a better house.
Right.
It's going to be an appropriately priced house because it needs more work. Clients will they keep asking me, right? When's the best time to buy? It's 5 years ago. It's 5 years ago. It doesn't matter what time, pick any time in the past. You're building equity over time. Somewhere like Victoria, we have a restricted growth with our governments, our municipal red tape, which we talked about in our political segment for housing. Everybody is adamant. Everybody is supportive of cutting red tape to get more supply on the market faster. The problem is, with 13 municipalities, and there's one that's actually doing it really well, and everybody's so far behind with the due process to getting housing approved. So if it takes like a brand new condo building in Victoria, 5 years to get approved, 4 years to get approved on average, it's not going to fix supply.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, and with people we still have a positive net migration coming to Victoria. Still a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
In the long run, I think it's only going to go up. How much? That's a huge question.
Sure.
With a slowdown, sure. We're going to go through cycles of going up and down, but we've been positive for such a long time.
Yeah, and really, unless you're looking at it from a speculation point of view, like I want to buy this house and I want to sell it in 6 months and make $100,000.
Yeah,
that's not this market anymore. That was this market at one time. It's not this market anymore. But if you want to buy a house to live in it, or a condo or a townhouse because you want a place to live, now's the time to buy the right house that fits what you're looking for. Because we all know what the rental market is like in Victoria, right? It's still under extreme pressure in terms of vacancies and so forth. So,
absolutely.
If you're in a position that you're looking for a house, a condo, a townhouse, whatever, when is the right time? The right time is when you need to get into a home. So, and we've talked about this also, and we just recommend that you find someone that can help you do that, and a professional that they can answer your questions and be on your side, and someone who's there to help and has your back. And so, and that of course is the whole world of what realtors do and what they're here to do.
Oh, let me put it in a government language perspective. Not to put anybody down, but realtors are like the number one thing for the home or the consumer protection when buying or selling a house.
Wow.
That's our whole profession.
Okay. Very good.
So there we are.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time. Please like and share and subscribe to our channel. And we're going to keep putting out regular content, just talking about, just casually hanging out with, and thank you for hanging out with us we're going to talk about, just like we did, life, the universe, and everything in the world of real estate, especially on Vancouver Island. Have a great time, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
And of course, if you have any real estate needs here in Victoria or the surrounding area, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.